So, okay. Next tutorial. This time I did a makeup mashup of two awesome horror characters. Pinhead from the Hellraiser series and Pennywise from It, or more specifically the recent It movies. And both characters merged together gives you Pennywise. I bloody love it. I actually got the idea when Gary Tunnicliffe, an amazing makeup artist, did a bust of this actual character, and I thought it was so creepy and cool. I just wanted to try and recreate it in an actual makeup, so I hope this is okay. So if you'd like to learn how to do this makeup, stay tuned. So I'm going to start this big ball of spooky off by applying a plain latex bald cap. I'm also going to be blocking out my eyebrows. Now, as I'm going to be going over my eyebrows with liquid latex later on, I want to make sure they're completely secured. So to block my eyebrows out, after I put on the initial layer of spirit gum and a layer of wax, I'm also going to go over them again with another layer of spirit gum just so they're completely secure. It's what I do whenever I do latex over my brows. It's completely safe. Just make sure you've got those 3 layers in place first. So, to do both those things, I'll pop links on the screen up there. Those links will also be in the description bar below. Those links, as you guessed, will take you to 2 videos that I did in the past to teach you guys how to pop on a bald cap, how to block your eyebrows out, just so I can save some time up in this video. Yeah, so I'm going to go block my eyebrows out, pop on a bald cap, and we'll go from there. Okie dokie, so once I did all that, as always, I went around the edge of my bald cap with about 3 more layers of liquid latex just to blend off that edge. Then I can take a sponge and some more liquid latex and I can start applying that over my forehead and over my protected brows. Remember, I applied a layer of spirit gum, then wax, and another layer of spirit gum just to make it extra safe. So I can take that sponge, do the entire area for about 2 to 3 coats, letting it dry in between, and then we can talk about building it up afterwards. So then I can start building up the middle area of my brows to make a really nice angry demonic brow that I like to do from time to time. So to do that, I'm going to take some more liquid latex, apply that in the centre between my eyebrows. Then I can take some regular tissue paper and work in really small strips. I can start applying that to my face, saturated in the latex. Make sure that you've obviously separated the 2 halves of the tissue because you don't want it to be too thick. We just press that down over the liquid latex, working in one small area at a time. Take more latex on a sponge and then cover that. And we want to work in a V shape going over the brows and around this area here. We want to try and taper it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat that process about 7 times in the middle area and about 3 times either side of that, and then 1 time around the very edge, just so it starts getting thinner and thinner so it blends off into the bald cap. The idea is to make this area here quite thick and to look really furrowed, kind of like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer vampire. It does also help in between layers to push the latex down with your thumbs just to make this area as furrowed as possible. So I'm just going to go do all that and we'll see what we've got. So once you've built up enough layers, it should look something like this. So as long as you've got a nice heavy brow in the middle, it doesn't really matter too much about the rest of it because there's going to be a lot of paint over it. You just need that basic framework. So now I've done that, I'm going to take some more liquid latex on a sponge and I'm going to do 1 coat over my entire face, not my neck and not my ears. My bald cap's already latex, so I don't need to do that. The reason I'm doing that is because I want a really nice base for my fake pins to stick to at the end of this makeup, and sticking them to skin can be a bit tricky, so it's a lot easier to stick them to latex itself. So I'm just going to go once over my face, let that dry, and we can continue from there. Okie dokie, so now that I'm sufficiently shiny, I can start working on the base. So this time I'm going to be using a Cameleon white watercolour and I'm going to apply that all over my bald cap, all over my face, my neck and my ears. Then, taking another Cameleon watercolour, this one is rather appropriately named Blood Red, and I'm going to use that to paint on the lines that Pennywise has going around the mouth, up, over the eyes, and then across the forehead. So then, once I've got the rough shape all traced out, I can start working on the Pinhead side of this makeup, which is going to be the grid going across the face. So to do that, I'm going to take another Cameleon watercolour, this is in Black Velvet, and I'm going to take a really sharp angle brush, and I'm going to go really slowly and start tracing on this shape. Now, I can't really talk you through it, it's easier to look at reference photos of the original Pinhead makeup. I can say it goes around the ears, stops at the back of the head, and I don't think it goes onto the neck. It's just a case of going really slowly and just trying to get it as even and symmetrical as possible. So I'm just going to take my time and start roughly tracing on this grid shape. Okay, so once the grid is all nicely laid out, we can start working on the eyes. So I'm going to be using the same black Cameleon watercolour to paint onto my eyelids and then underneath my eyes, and I can blend that out with a cream afterwards. I'm then going to take a black cream. This one's by Makeup Forever. It's part of their Flash palette, but you only really need the black cream. And I'm going to apply that over the top of the black that I've already applied onto my eyelids and underneath, but except this time I'm going to blend it outwards by about 1 centimetre. I'm also going to take the same black cream and then apply that towards the furrow of the new brow that I made with the latex, just to really accentuate that. So I'm only going to blend it towards the middle a little bit. I can then take the blood red Cameleon watercolour again, and I can paint in the shape that I want for the nose and continue the shape that I want for the lips. So then, before I do anything else, I want to talk to you about the pins that I'm going to be using to stick in between each of these grids. So for these pins, I wanted something that's obviously made of rubber or something that's a really thin plastic, and I couldn't seem to find anything like that. So I went onto Amazon and bought this really terrible Pinhead mask. Purely because it has these really bendy pins. So my plan was to remove them and stick them to my face. Yeah, so as you can see, they're really bendy and nice and soft, so much safer than using actual pins. So my plan is to snip off the base, because that's a little bit too big, I think. Apply some spirit gum to the base of them, and then stick them in between every single intersection of this grid. So I'm just going to go stick those down, and we'll see how it looks. So once you've stuck all your fake pins down, it should look something like this. So now, the last step really is to pop in some contact lenses, pop on a costume, and I do believe we're done. And there we go. That's my look, officially complete. So I'll finish the look off by popping in 2 Scalera contact lenses that I got from ScaleraXL.com. That link will be in the description bar below. And I popped on this really long coat that's covered in chains, and I'm sure you've seen it before because I use it quite a lot on this channel because I bloody love it. I bought it from Hot Topic about, well, a long time ago, let's say that. And I tend to break it out whenever I do my more Cenobite makeups, like say Pinhead, or when I did my razor wire makeup. I just think it kind of completes the look. And the only other thing you might need is a balloon, or several balloons. Yeah, I think I'm good with just one balloon for now. So yeah, thanks everyone so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing it. I mean, I love doing Cenobite makeups and I love doing clown makeup, so this makeup was kind of meant to be. Please do let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see me do any other character mashups, because there are a lot of other classic horror characters out there that are dying to be mixed together. And yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like it, please make sure to, you know, the usual. Rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye fluffies!